Hello and welcome back to the Post-Gazette High School Sports WPIAL YouTube channel. I'm Matt Press, one of the Post-Gazette's high school sports reporters, and I'm here with Morgan Gesinski of Mount Pleasant Girls Soccer for this week's Athlete of the Week. Morgan, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. So last week, Morgan scored 3 goals, a hat trick against Hopewell in a 5-0 win. Important to note, one was her 100th goal, becoming only the second in program history to accomplish that. So Morgan Gesinski is our girls athlete of the week. And before we start talking about the goal and more, I would like to let everyone know that this week's athlete of the week is presented by Dave & Buster's in Homestead. As part of the recognition, Morgan will receive a Dave & Buster's gift basket, including a D&B Power Card, which can be picked up at the Homestead location. From Wednesday, September 10th through Tuesday, September 16th, anyone from Mount Pleasant who visits Dave & Buster's Homestead and mentions their school will have 20% of their check donated directly to the Mount Pleasant PTO. So grab your teammates, classmates, and family and head to Dave & Buster's in Homestead, where you can eat, drink, play, watch sports, and support Mount Pleasant all at the same time. Thanks again to Dave & Buster's Homestead, proud sponsor of the Post-Gazette WPIAL Athlete of the Week. So, Morgan, we'll start off with the 100th goal. Just walk me through what that felt like, just the immediate emotion after that.
It was pretty amazing. I mean, it's something I've been working for like the last 4 years of my high school career. So, I mean, just to finally do it was pretty amazing, and I'm pretty happy about it. So,
Was that something you had set out to do, like a goal you had coming into high school, or did it just kind of pop up as you started scoring?
a little bit of both. I
Mhm.
mean, after I kind of just like kept scoring and like every year, like I kept getting more goals and like stuff, I was just like, okay, like I think I could do it. And then I finally did it, and I was like, this feels amazing. So,
Do you remember a point where it popped up that you thought it really might be achievable and that you might actually be able to score 100?
um, it was probably, like, midway through last season when I was, like, close to, like, 80 some goals maybe or
Mhm.
something. I was like, "Wow," like, I'm only, like, 20 away from 100, and I kept, like, averaging, like, 2 or 3 a game, and I was like, "This is definitely, like, achievable if I actually work for it and wanna do it," so that's what I did.
Outside of the 100th you scored last week against Hopewell, do you have a favorite goal that you've scored in the last 3, 4 years?
Probably my one in freshman year when we went to the WPIAL championship for the first time, and I scored in, like, the first, like, minute or something. It was pretty amazing because it was, like, our first time being there, and just to get the first goal, like, being there and for my team, it was just pretty amazing, so.
So you score so much, do you have a go-to celebration? Anything you like to do specifically after you score?
Not really. It I just kind of get with my team, and then we
Mhm,
celebrate, and then just go back. I mean, nothing much.
mhm. You had 6 in a game, last season. Is that the most you've scored during your high school career, or have you scored more?
I've scored more. My highest was 7 my freshman year in our first playoff game.
7 goals, wow. Okay. So, wanna switch gears a little bit, little college talk. So you had initially committed to Mercyhurst, decommitted. Just wondering what went into that decision and, why'd you ultimately decommit from Mercyhurst?
Ultimately, it was just they got a new head coach, and, like, a lot was, like, happening up there, and nothing was, like, bad. Like, I still loved the campus, everything. It was just I felt more, like, at home with RMU, and they welcomed me a lot more than, like, the new head coach did at Mercyhurst, but I was still, like, looking at going to Mercyhurst. It just
Mhm,
ultimately worked out that I would go to RMU because more conveniently for my family. My dad works 5 minutes from there, so
mhm.
in the long run, it just seemed more beneficial for me and my family, so.
Right, committed to Robert Morris earlier in August, staying close to home. Just how nice is that gonna be to be playing so close to home?
It'll be nice. Most games my parents will make it to. Hopefully my sisters will be able to make it and stuff. So it'll just be like being back playing with like Mount Pleasant or Beadling where my family can still come and watch me. So
Mhm. Yeah, you mentioned your sisters, Riley and Morgan, obviously have gone on to some good careers and you've played with them. Just did they get you into soccer growing up? What was that like in that environment with them?
yeah, so my middle sister Riley, she started playing a season before me whenever we
Mhm.
were like 5 or 6 maybe, and like she started and she really liked it, and I would go and watch her, and I was like, you know what, this is pretty cool. So then I started the next season, I think, which was like the spring or fall, and I've stuck with it ever since. So she's kind of the person that got me into it. So.
What was it like, probably playing with them away from practices or stuff? Was it competitive with them? Just how was your relationship like, actually playing with them on the field?
Um, it's pretty different, honestly. I mean, we're always competitive and stuff, like always trying to prove who's better and competing in like anything we do. But on the field, we definitely worked well together. I mean, like me and Riley, everyone thought we had like twin telepathy and stuff because like we would just connect like so crazily sometimes on the field that it just seemed like we were twins or just because some crazy stuff would happen. So I mean, on the field, we were definitely not as competitive, but off the field, we're definitely more competitive. So.
Mhm. So at Mount Pleasant, obviously you score 100 goals. That's a milestone you can check off. So what's next the rest of the season? Do you have any milestones you want to reach individually or as a team?
Team wise, section championship again. Hopefully, I can like have one for 4 years in a row because we haven't lost a WPIAL championship, section
Mhm.
championship, but also a WPIAL championship would also be really nice. So those are our two team goals, and possibly getting a few more goals, maybe enough to beat our school record, but that might be a little much. But there's no point in trying, so or no
Mhm.
point not trying. So.
We'll start with the WPIAL championship goal. Lost in the quarterfinals last year. Just what's it going to take for you guys to get there and get over the hump and win that this year?
I definitely think we have to come out with a better compete level and become more intense and gritty. I mean, so far this season, that's all we've been doing was our intensity's been good. We've been really gritty on defense and been doing a lot better and stuff. So I mean, hopefully we can just have a higher compete level and finally push our way through over the hump. So.
We'll finish out with a few questions not soccer related. Just first off, what do you like doing off the field? Do you have a favorite hobby or anything?
Ooh, that's challenging. I do play basketball, so
Mhm.
in this winter I will do that. But normally I don't have enough time, so normally I'm either like sleeping or watching TV or hanging out with my dogs or my family or friends. So
Yeah, it must be a jam-packed schedule.
yeah.
Um, how about future career? If you can't coach or play soccer, be around it, is there something specific you'd want to do?
Um, I want to become a physician's assistant, so that is what I'm
Okay.
going to hopefully be able to study in college and become that. So.
Okay, cool. How about if you could go to a concert of anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
That's an interesting question. Probably. I want to go to a Luke Combs concert, so maybe Luke Combs.
Okay. Have you been to a Luke Combs concert before?
No, I've been to a few other country concerts, but not his. So.
Okay, sounds good. Do you have a favorite Luke Combs song?
Um, Not really. I like all of them, so I mean, not one I could just singly pick out.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, well, that was Morgan Gesinski, our Post-Gazette High School Girls Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Dave& Buster's. As always, be sure to check out all our written coverage at post-gazette.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel here. Always stay tuned. We'll have our usual weekly show with Keith Barnes and Mike White. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And that's all. Have a good one.